Dr. Hanson.
Thank you. I had the opportunity to attend several graduations over the past week, and it's really a pretty emotional thing when you stop and think about what the milestone the graduation truly represents. And it's a powerful opportunity for reflection, which I have spent a lot of time doing. I think it's really important that we take a minute to acknowledge the teachers and the employees that make that moment possible. I watched student after student from a pretty close-up vantage point grab their teachers, their principals, their counselors, assistant principals for giant bear hugs. I saw some very well choreographed TikTok dances from a select few. And I heard so many students tell that teacher, I love you. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And it was so special to me to get to be a part of that right in the front row seat. And it was just such a good reminder for me. And once again, having all of our principals here this evening, talking about how they depend on their teachers for the success that we're seeing in our district. Our school district is based entirely, the success of our school district relies entirely on the people that are in our classrooms. And we can only provide our students with the absolute best when we can provide them with the absolute best in classrooms. And in order for that to happen, we have to take care of our people. And I am not talking about a free school lunch, which I'm sure is very appreciated, but I'm talking about paying them a salary that allows them to support their family and live in Douglas County. And I'm talking about a basic level of respect for the brilliant professionals that they are. As a Board of Education, every decision that we make should be grounded in how are we making our district better for our students and for our employees. This board is sadly failing both, and I have made the heart-wrenching decision that I can no longer be a part of it. I am stepping down from my role as a director, effective immediately, because politics and ego are the primary agenda of this board. I very much appreciate the explanation from our administrative team this evening, but I want to be very clear. Jeremiah Gansey is not the only student in this district that has experienced disgusting acts of racism, of anti-Semitism, of homophobic and of transphobic acts. I cannot assure our students and their families that this board is doing everything in its power to meet the moral and legal obligations to our students to make sure that something like this never happens again. Our building principals, who we should be listening to as the people who see firsthand what is happening in our schools every single day, very courageously asked you to implement the equity policy as it was written 1.5 years ago. And I will never understand how politics get a larger voice in this district than our students and our leaders. I also can no longer look at our community, our taxpayers, in the eyes and assure them that every dollar in our budget is being spent wisely. You have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars that belong to classrooms to defend yourselves because you broke the law when you fired Corey Wise.
Audience.
Basic fiduciary duties as a director require you to put the needs of the organization over your own personal needs. Yet in every single discussion that we have had around settling the litigation for the open meetings law violation, I have heard nothing other than how this impacts you directly. You have spent another 100,000 plus on surveys and more surveys to be told that you are too political, and our board has an embarrassingly low approval rating of 32%, which you continue to ignore and just push through your agenda as planned. There are egregious things happening on this board right now. My hope is that by calling attention to them in the biggest way possible, by refusing to continue to be a part of this, the people in our community will become more aware and will ultimately become a part of the solution, which we so desperately need right now. David and Susan, it has been such an honor to serve on this journey with you. I respect you so much, and I appreciate your friendship and your leadership. To our teachers and to our employees, thank you for letting me be a part of your world for the last 3.5 years. I am absolutely in awe of what you do. You show up every single day and you give 100% to the kids that are in your classroom. And you always show up, no matter what is happening, no matter what is swirling around outside of you, you show up and you give your best for those kids. Whether I am sitting in this chair or not, I will always fight for you, because I know with every ounce of my being that that is how we give kids the very best possible opportunities in education. Thank you for allowing me to serve.